Have you ever thought about this? A recruiter's got your resume. They're genuinely impressed. But then, when they open another tab, what do they find? Like, what pops up when they search your name? Does it back up that great first impression, or maybe tell a whole different story? And sometimes, what isn't there can be just as telling. Welcome to the Deep Dive. We unpack complex topics to give you those essential nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're diving deep into two really key pillars for launching your tech career. First, truly understanding yourself, and second, mastering your online presence.
Yeah, and for our deep dive today, we're really digging into some core ideas, especially for you. We're pulling key insights from a really foundational chapter in Launching Your Tech Career, a professional development guide for MIS, CIS, and IT graduates by Dr. Joseph H.Schuessler. This stuff is super relevant if you're getting ready to step into the tech world, especially for students right here at Tarleton State in courses like, say, BCIS 4385. Our goal is always about empowering you for success.
Exactly. And our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to equip you with the knowledge to figure out your own career preferences, like really clearly, but also to proactively shape your digital footprint so it becomes this powerful asset for you. It's all about setting yourself up for success because, let's face it, the tech landscape is competitive. So if you find these insights helpful for your own career journey, please think about following the deep dive, or maybe share it with someone who could use it. Or even just pause for a second and reflect on what really clicks for you. Your engagement, it helps us bring these deep dives to more curious minds just like yours.
Absolutely. And what's really foundational, before you even start tweaking that LinkedIn profile, the very first step, it's actually a deep dive into yourself. We're talking about career self-assessment, specifically using Richard N. Bohl's flower exercise framework. You might know it from What Color is Your Parachute? And look, this isn't just some abstract navel-gazing, right? It's about building a solid, actionable foundation for your entire career.
Okay, when you say deep dive into yourself, my mind goes somewhere kind of fuzzy, maybe. But flower exercise sounds more, structured. Can you give us a feel for how it works? Like, what does it actually do for someone?
Yeah, good question. Think of it like a flower with 7 petals. Each petal represents a critical piece of self-knowledge, stuff that helps you really nail down what you want in a job and also what unique value you bring to the table. The end goal is to build this personal career profile. It's basically your internal compass for the job hunt and, like we'll get into, for building that online brand too. It's kind of like drawing up the blueprint for your dream house before you even think about laying the first brick.
I like that blueprint analogy. Makes sense. So these 7 petals, what are they? Let's start with the first one.
Okay, the first petal is all about people environments. This asks, what types of colleagues, what kind of team dynamics really energize you? Do you thrive in those super collaborative teams, ideas flying everywhere? Or are you more productive working independently? Maybe you click with creative, out-of-the-box thinkers. Or perhaps you prefer people who are more detail-oriented, analytical. Understanding this helps you target companies where you'll actually feel, like you belong and can do your best work.
Right. That makes so much sense. Some people really feed off that brainstorming buzz, while others, they need quiet, focused time to really shine. Okay, so beyond the people, what about the place itself, the setting?
Exactly. That takes us straight to the next petal, working conditions. This one gets into the physical stuff, the cultural environment where you're most productive. Think about the office itself, traditional cubes, big open plan. Or maybe you're best working from home. What about schedule flexibility, noise levels, even the dress code or the general company vibe? Are you a structured 9-to-5 person, or do you need that flexibility? And, of course, the huge question in tech today, remote, in office, or some kind of hybrid setup?
Got it. Then we get to skills and traits. Now, this isn't just listing what you can do, is it? There's more to it.
No, definitely not just a list. It's about the transferable skills you genuinely enjoy using, and also the personal strengths that other people see in you. Are we talking hard technical skills like, data analysis, coding, network stuff, or maybe business skills like project management or strategy? And critically, don't forget those crucial soft skills: communication, problem solving, maybe leadership potential, empathy. Are you super organized, empathetic, a natural mentor? Getting really clear on these helps you sell your genuine value.
I always think this one's so important because it's not just about being good at something, it's about actually liking it enough to do it well long term. So after skills, where do we go?
Well, that flows nicely into interests and passions. What fields, what industries, what specific topics genuinely excite you? get you motivated? Is it fintech, transforming finance with tech, or maybe healthcare IT, game development, cybersecurity, ed tech? When you find roles that line up with these passions, your performance naturally goes up, right? Because you're genuinely engaged. And your long-term fulfillment, well, that gets a huge boost too.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you know your passions, you got to figure out what you actually want to do with them day to day.
Precisely. Which brings us to the preferred responsibilities pedal. What kind of roles, what functions appeal to you? Do you see yourself leading teams? Or are you happier being that deep technical expert, the go-to person for tough problems? Maybe you prefer managing projects or designing cool new solutions, or maybe providing top-notch customer support or driving product innovation. And think about the level of responsibility too. Are you aiming for management? Or do you prefer being a really strong individual contributor?
Okay. And for people who really care about where they are, there's geographical preferences. This one seems pretty straightforward.
It seems straightforward, but you'd be surprised how many people don't think it through. Why do you actually want to live and work? Consider the climate, the city size, how close you want to be to family or hobbies. Are you drawn to a big, bustling tech hub or maybe a smaller town with a different pace? How much travel are you okay with? Or is fully remote the absolute dream? Knowing this stuff saves you so much time and energy by narrowing your search.
Right. Avoids applying for jobs you'd never actually take.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the pedal that maybe gets to the core of it all,
Mm-hmm.
mission and purpose.
Yeah, this one's deep, host. It really pushes you to ask, what genuinely motivates you? Like beyond the paycheck, what kind of long-term impact do you want to make with your work? What does success truly mean to you? Is it about helping people, driving innovation, making a difference in your community, achieving a certain influence, being able to talk about this? It can really make you stand out. More and more employers care about a candidate's underlying values and sense of purpose.
So, okay, you do this flower exercise, you get all this amazing internal clarity. That's huge. But then the next really crucial step is making sure the outside world sees that same authentic professional you online. Because let's be real, employers are absolutely 100% checking you out online.
That is the unavoidable truth today. Your resume might get a quick stamp, but your digital footprint, that often gets the serious scrutiny, way before they even think about calling you for an interview. Or maybe instead of calling, recruiters are checking you out online. Do you know something like 80% of employers Google a candidate before an interview? 80%. They're not just ticking boxes on qualifications. They're trying to piece together the real you, looking for red flags, or maybe those green lights that aren't on the paper resume.
And the absolute king of the professional online world has got to be LinkedIn, right?
Oh, without a doubt. Professional networking platforms, and yeah, especially LinkedIn, they're just paramount now. Over 90% of recruiters use LinkedIn. They use it to find people, they use it to vet candidates. It's basically like your secondary resume. It can either strongly reinforce your actual resume, or, unfortunately, it can contradict it. They'll check if your job history lines up, look for skills endorsements, read recommendations. It's like this living, breathing record of your professional self, and it's always on display.
But it's not only LinkedIn we need to worry about. We're talking a much wider digital footprint, aren't we?
It's exactly way beyond LinkedIn. Employers might look at Facebook, formerly Twitter, Instagram, personal websites, online portfolios, GitHub repositories. There was a recent survey found that 67% of employers research candidates on social media. They're trying to get a sense of your professionalism, your judgment, how you might fit into their company culture. Even just a quick Google search can pull up old blog posts, maybe news articles, photos you totally forgot about. What they find, or maybe what they don't find, can really sway their decision.
Yeah, that's the surprising part for a lot of people, isn't it? That having nothing online can actually be a bit of a red flag itself, like being a ghost is bad.
It really can be. Something like 1 in 5 hiring managers might hesitate or even pass on you if you're basically digitally invisible. To some, it might signal you're maybe out of touch with modern professional norms, or even, unfairly perhaps, that you have something to hide. Having at least a minimal but really polished professional footprint, like a solid LinkedIn profile, is almost always better than having nothing at all. It shows you get how the game is played today.
So this digital footprint, it's the sum of everything about you online, and it's got this huge potential impact. It really is a double-edged sword, isn't it? Full of risks, but also opportunities.
That's a perfect way to put it. Let's look at both edges, the negative side first. According to a Career Builder survey, 54% of employers have decided not to hire someone because of something they found online. 54%.
Wow, that's more than half. That's huge. What kind of stuff trips people up most often, like common mistakes?
Where? Oh, you see all sorts. Posting about illegal activities, obviously. Hate speech, discriminatory comments, explicit material. Sometimes it's overly aggressive political rants, or a really common one, bad-mouthing previous employers or colleagues. Anything, basically, that makes them question your professionalism or your basic judgment.
Okay, so over half get potentially screened out. Yeah. But there's a flip side, right?
Yeah.
Good news, too.
Yes, absolutely. The flip side is that 44% of employers found information online that made them more likely to hire someone. Think about that. Maybe a really insightful article you wrote on LinkedIn, an industry award mentioned on your blog, professional photos of a project you worked on, your code samples up on GitHub, even volunteer work that got featured somewhere. All this stuff can seriously boost their interest in you. It's a fantastic chance to show your strengths in ways a one-page resume just can't. And for you tech folks with GitHub profiles, listen up. It's not just about having code there. Make those read DPs clear and helpful. Structure your repos thoughtfully. Your contribution should tell a story about how you solve problems.
And it's not just about impressing them once they have your application. Being visible online in the right way can actually bring opportunities to you, right?
Exactly. Recruiters are actively out there headhunting on social media, on LinkedIn. They're looking for passive candidates, people who aren't even necessarily looking for a job right now. A recruiter might just stumble across your profile doing a search, see your skills, see your activity, and reach out about a role that was never even posted publicly. In fact, something like 85% of employers use social networking sites to find and engage candidates who aren't actively applying. 85%. Your next great job might literally find you because of your online presence. That's why managing it proactively is just so critical. It's not just defense, it's offense too. It's about creating a magnet for opportunities.
Okay, the why is crystal clear. The stakes are high, the potential rewards are big. Let's pivot now to the how. What are the practical, actionable steps our listeners can take right now to start building, or maybe fixing, their digital masterpiece?
Right. So, given how much employers are relying on this online info, the goal is straightforward. Clean up anything problematic and then optimize your profile so they show off your very best professional self. This isn't just like a nice to do. In today's tech job market, it's a strategic imperative. You gotta do it.
All right, step one then. Audit your current digital footprint. Where does someone even begin with that?
Okay, first thing, you gotta Google yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously, use your full name, any common variations, nicknames you go by. Check the first few pages of results. Don't forget the images tab either.
Oh, yeah, the images tab. That can be revealing sometimes.
It definitely can be. Make a list. Write down all your online profiles, social media, personal websites, old blogs you forgot about, forum accounts, everything. Then be honest with yourself. Which of these are part of your professional brand? Which are purely personal? This gives you your starting point, your baseline. You see what's actually out there.
Got it. Baseline established. Now, the potentially awkward part. Clean up inappropriate content.
Yeah, this can be cringeworthy, but it's necessary. We've probably all got something out there, right? Maybe an old party photo, a frustrated tweet you fired off late one night.
Things that seemed fine then, maybe not so much now.
Exactly. Those are the digital skeletons you need to find and deal with. Scrub anything that looks unprofessional or is just plain outdated. Untag yourself from embarrassing photos if you can. Delete old rants or controversial jokes that didn't age well. Now, if there's negative stuff you literally can't delete, like maybe a news article or something someone else posted, the strategy is to try and bury it. Push it down in the search results by creating lots of new positive content, but prevention is always easier.
Prevention, definitely key. Okay, next up, update privacy settings.
This is crucial, especially for your purely personal accounts, think Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. Tighten those privacy settings way down. Friends only. Or even more restrictive if possible. Seriously, consider having totally separate private accounts for personal life and public ones for your professional persona. And always set things so you have to review posts you're tagged in before they show up on your profile. You need to control your narrative.
Makes sense. And then the really big one, especially for tech professionals, optimize your professional profiles. Talk about LinkedIn first.
Right. LinkedIn is your digital handshake, your living resume. First impressions count. Use a professional-looking headshot, clear, friendly. Profiles with good photos get way more views. Fill out every section. Don't leave gaps. Your headline and summary are prime real estate. Use them to really highlight your key skills and career goals. List your full work history, your education, add relevant skills that recruiters might search for. Try to get at least 50 connections, ideally more, so you look established. And customize your profile URL. Get rid of those random numbers. Make it linkedin.com/1 your name. It just looks cleaner, more professional.
Okay, LinkedIn nailed down. What about a personal website or portfolio? Especially important in tech, right?
Yeah. Hugely important. This is your space. You have total control. It's where you can really showcase things that don't fit on LinkedIn or a resume. Think project work, code samples on GitHub linked nicely, design mock-ups, case studies, maybe even blog posts showing your expertise. Research shows like 86% of employers will look at your portfolio if you provide a link, and over 70% say the quality impacts their decision. It shows initiative, demonstrates your skills tangibly, and really helps you stand out. Just make sure it looks polished, professional, and works well on mobile devices, too.
Good point about mobile. Okay, what about other platforms like X or maybe Instagram if used professionally? Same rules apply.
Pretty much, yeah. If you're using them in a professional context, maintain that same high standard of conduct as you would on LinkedIn. Tailor the content to the platform, of course, but the core principle is, if you wouldn't say it or show it in a job interview, don't post it publicly online. And remember, it's not just what you post. What you like, what you share, who you follow, that all contributes to the picture, too. Be mindful.
Okay, great advice. Next, highlight your strengths and skills. This feels like where that flower exercise comes back in.
It absolutely does. This is where you connect the dots. Emphasize those skills, those traits, those passions you identified about yourself. But don't just claim them, provide proof. Link to work samples, project descriptions, your GitHub. And actively, strategically, ask for recommendations on LinkedIn from people who can genuinely vouch for your abilities, professors, managers, senior colleagues. Those testimonials are gold.
And throughout all this, maintain that air of professionalism and positivity.
Yes. Project an authentic but definitely professional image. Steer clear of nasty online arguments or overly controversial debates, especially under your real name. Instead, be proactive. Post content that shows you're engaged and enthusiastic about your field. Share an interesting industry article with your own short take. Tweet about a new technology you're exploring. It builds a positive impression and shows you're keeping current.
Okay, but what if someone did that initial audit and found some, well, less than ideal stuff from the past that they just can't get rid of? What's the move then?
Right, sometimes things are just out there. In that case, the strategy is dilution. You create positive content to essentially push the old stuff down. Write blog posts on Medium or LinkedIn about topics where you have expertise, answer technical questions on Stack Overflow, contribute to open source projects, maybe start your own professional blog. The goal is to flood the first page or two of Google results for your name with content you are proud of. Make that old negative stuff much harder for anyone, especially recruiters, to find.
That makes sense. Flood the zone with good stuff. This sounds like, well, kind of an ongoing project, not just a one-time fix.
You nail it. That leads perfectly into the final, really crucial step. Build a digital branding plan. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's an ongoing habit, like continuous learning in tech. So first, define your goals. Use those flower exercise insights. What do you want your online brand to communicate? Then, systematically audit and clean. Make it a regular checkup. Proactively update and enhance your key profiles, LinkedIn, GitHub, your portfolio. Keep them fresh. Develop a simple content strategy. How will you stay active? Maybe one LinkedIn post a week, a blog post once a month. You also need to network and monitor. Keep growing your professional network online. Join relevant groups. And set up Google Alerts for your name. You want to know if something new pops up about you. And finally, evaluate and refine. Every so often, step back. Maybe ask a mentor to do a quick background check on you. Are you getting more interest from recruiters? Revisit your plan maybe once a year to make sure it still aligns with where you want to go.
Wow. So this whole process, from that deep self-assessment with the flower exercise all the way through to this ongoing digital management, it's really about building a personal brand that reflects the best professional version of you. You know, the version that gets employers excited to call you for an interview, the person they want on their team. And this ties in so perfectly with the goals of courses like BCIS 4385 right here at Tarleton, getting you ready for both immediate and long-term career success. It really is about taking ownership of your professional narrative.
Exactly. If we zoom out, connect all these dots, our deep dive today has really been about two key things. First, understanding yourself deeply using tools like the flower exercise. And second, strategically managing your digital presence. That synergy, that connection between knowing your true goals and having a proactive, polished online strategy. That will seriously enhance your job search success. Because employers are looking online, make absolutely sure that what they find convinces them you're the professional they're looking for.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this, I think, really essential deep dive into your digital footprint and career self-assessment. We genuinely hope you feel more empowered now to take control of your online story and shape your future career path. And again, if this deep dive sparked some ideas, gave you some concrete steps, please do consider following our deep dive or maybe share it with a friend or colleague in your network. So as you think about your own digital footprint after hearing all this, here's a question for you. What's just one positive piece of content you could create or share this week? Something that truly showcases your unique skills and passions to the world. Remember, your career is a journey, and every step you take today builds the future you imagine. Keep learning, keep growing, and go make it happen.